Umepost wapi? Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Connect Live. That segment of Auto Connect whereby we get to connect with you live and direct. And today we have a question and answer session. And kama kawa kama dawa, I'll be your host Eric Okabi, Eric with a CK, taking you through this. Now on the Q&A session, you can answer your question and I'll reply to them. The special bit about this episode is that it is the Safari Rally edition. I have been in Naivasha from yesterday with preparing for the Safari Rally under a very different capacity. Media personnel for Safari Rally Kenya. So I'm going to be churning out some content for Safari Rally Kenya, and you can get live interactions from me and different drivers, different stakeholders of the Safari Rally on the Safari Rally Kenya YouTube page. It's the WRC Safari Rally Kenya 2025. However, that page is going to be live from Friday. So from Friday morning, you're going to catch those interviews live and direct. But between now and Friday, I'm going to be getting some interesting rally cars that you can get to see. Today we had gentlemen from Crabman East Africa who are racing a Honda Fit RS. Yes, that's how amazing the rally is. Also, we got a chance to interact with Rally 1 drivers. We got a chance to interact with Rally 2 and even the national team under the Kenyan National Rally Championship. So it's going to be an exciting week. And please make your way to Naivasha. We are saying that Safari Rally ni yetu, twende. So we can start the show by saying hi na kuongea na wale wasi wale wase wako on. Salamu ziko wapi? I can see Collins Tongoch is there tuned in from Syokimau. Ken Mwenda, we mzee umechelewa. Manze nimetoka Naivasha. So pole sana. Pole sana for that delay, but we are here. Tuko hapa. Martin Kihara tuned in from Kismayo. Kenya Safari Plug watching from Nakuru. Identity Rides kama kawaida kama Kale Rovanpera. Yes, ako ndani. Samuel Kegodhara watching from Nanyuki, Kenya. Prince Albert saying hi Eric with a CK ni aje. Mr. Weka Trupa Koranwe. Manze Trupa si gari ya kwenda mbio. We also have Moses Mwangi tuned in from Kikuyu. Wale wase wanakuanga na an imaginary roundabout. So as okay, Austin Zuma is also in the house. Na tukiendelea highlights of the week before watu waingie watupatupe maswali. We released a video about 6 cars Kenyans are avoiding. Na yes, watu wamepotelea Premium, wamepotelea Honda Civic, wamepotelea a few other units. And last week we also did another, actually this week on Monday, there was a video about some heavily taxed vehicles, and there have been some interesting changes and some clarifications I would like to make. We get this information from our clearing agent at Mombasa, and this information originates from KRA. So it is very, very, very accurate. Some disparities might be there depending on the trim of the vehicle in question. Tuko pamoja. So if you have not watched that video, ingia hapo kwa channel. There's a video about 5 heavily taxed cars in the Kenyan market space today. Tuko pamoja. So anzeni kutupa maswali so that we can start discussing them right here. Now for the people who want to send us something, watu wanataka kutumia Gen Z, Shori for Trees, Tango Wangari pale nyuma. Now by the way, we are filming from Grande Motor Imports, and Nanshina nikiwakumbusha wase take advantage of hizi warranty za Grande. Grande Motor Imports is offering a 16-month warranty on any Toyota hybrid that is imported through Grande. Sawa na all your motor vehicle importation needs, even the inquiries you send through Auto Connect. We and Grande Motor Imports are in a partnership to enable you to import quality cars from Japan, Thailand, the UK and South Africa without so much of a hassle. So tukiwaambia muende mkaone Tom, msikuwe na wasiwasi. Tom ni wetu, he's part of the team and we are having a very productive partnership, and tayari we are importing around 4 units. We have a Ford Ranger on the way. We have a Volkswagen Tiguan 4Motion on the way. We have a Nissan Serena e-Power on the way, and we have a Subaru Forester SK9 on the way. So thank you guys for your continued support for all the, and by the way, these easy importations zote tutakuwa tunazidocument, ndio mnaona process inaendaje. Tuko pamoja? Sawa sawa. Let's see who else. Austin Juma anasema hello Miriam Watiri, tuned in from Kiambu kama kawaida. Salimia Shori for trees. Amesalimika sana. Cars in control watching from Embu. Karibu sana from Embu. James Munyi kama kawa kama dawa, niko diaspora. Hapa Nyeri. Nyeri siku hizi imekuwa diaspora. Aya sawa. Metro News, Heiwo Kabi watching from Sotik. Watu wa Sotik. Sotik by the way ni pale karibu na Kisii. Tuorganizie mandizi bana. Sawa. Alafu tell us what's it with the people from Kisii and 4-wheel drive Toyota Proboxes. Tuambie, tunapiga hiyo research tujue kwa nini wase wa Kisii wanapenda Probox 4-wheel drive. Who else? Metro News, tuambie hivyo kwa comments. So we start with the questions. The questions start, tuanze na hii swali ya Maxwell O. Maxwell O asks, tuned in from Ngong, can a BMW 118i be the best option for a fast car owner? Unajua sasa Maxwell pale ameandika fast, like F-A-S-T. So kama unataka mbio ni gari fiti. But I think Maxwell meant a first time car owner, like mtu ananunua gari mara ya kwanza. So the 118, I would give an answer no, because there's something we did with there's a video that we did that's going to be released soon. And one of the things about BMWs is that they are quite complicated. They are very nice cars when they are running, but they are very complicated to fix, and even they have very complicated software. They are also very sensitive to where they are fixed na ile kazi zinafanyiwa, even parts, including electricals. So I think the best thing would be to start with a less complicated vehicle and graduate into a complicated vehicle after umejua machuom where you can get your vehicle repaired. And sorry sir, but wase wa Uganda, I think I understand why Ugandans are not here yet. Wamejaa Naivasha. We have so many Ugandans in Naivasha. And I was saying, by the way, if you want to send an M-Pesa ya kusaidia ya kununulia hii crew yote kikombe cha chai, the number is on your screen, 0710-844-863. And remember, you can still call in live on the same number. So wanasemanga kutoa ni moyo wala sio utajiri. Nilikuwa naenda kanisa, naona Tom akicheka. I don't know why Tom is laughing. So tuende next question. Cars in control, why is the Mazda Demio diesel so cheap on the second hand market compared to the petrol one? One thing that makes the Demio diesel cheap, especially if it has been locally used, is that these factual, most of them zimechokorwa. That is the truth. Most Demio diesels zimechokorwa mingi sana, and that's why they are retailing for the price they are retailing. That is number one. Number two, Demio diesels are very nice cars. They are very economical. They are fun to drive. They give you that thrilling drive. The gear changes it's amazing. But sasa hizi Demio diesel zinakuanga tu na kashida kamoja. Zikianza kusumbua zinasumbuanga proper. So you need a very good mechanic to treat your Demio diesel kama Maura Prince Drive Garage. However, one thing about petrol ones is that if you want peace of mind, go for a petrol Demio. And that is why the prices of the petrol Demio, CX5 petrol, they'll always be almost constant. Resale value yao itakuwa always good. Tuko pamoja? So I think that is the reason. Yes, so demand for foreign used is there. Demand for locally used, well, it's not there because the perception is hii gari imesumbua mse. Okay, I hope that was a good answer. Let's proceed to Cyrus Kibe. Is Mitsubishi Pajero V56 with a diesel 4M40 engine good for a first-time buyer? I would prefer the 4M41. 4M40 had its own fair share of small problems like valve clearances, kupiga makelele, but I'm not. They can be solved. Yes, they can be solved. However, they might be a little bit too much for a first-time car owner. Anyway, it's a good vehicle to build your experience with car ownership on if you're an enthusiast. But kama unataka peace of mind, 4M40, I would prefer the 4M41. 4M41 was a bit more refined. Na pia you will realize that most vehicles with the 4M40, they are not very, most Pajeros, they are not very seamless to keep on the road. In fact, instead of getting a V46 with a 4M40, I would prefer you get an older Pajero with a 4D56. 4D56 hazikuwa na shida mingi, but if you're not careful, they were prone to burning the kuchoma head gasket, blowing the head gasket. Karibu niseme burning, karibu nichome. Anyway, so instead of getting one with a 4M40, not unless you have some experience with the 4M40 or you have a very good Pajero mechanic, I would opt you go for 4M41 or downgrade kidogo and go for the 4D56. Are we together on that? Sawa, wacha tuone swali ingine. Ken Mwenda, question, Tiguan with a capital R versus easy locally assembled, which one should I buy? Na tax ni ngapi ya Tiguan 2021 to 2022? Haya, let me answer the first bit of the question. Now, there is a significant difference between the Tiguan that is locally assembled and the Tiguan that is imported. The locally assembled ones come with a very different gearbox from what comes with the Mitumba ones, the ones that are imported from Japan and other markets. Because the locally assembled ones come with an 8-speed automatic transmission. The ones that are imported come with a DSG transmission. So that is one of the most significant differences. The other difference is that the Tiguan that is sold as 0 mileage is tropicalized for African conditions. And that is one of the reasons why it has an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The question of which one should I buy, that solely relies on your budget, because if you get it from Japan, it's going to be cheaper. If you buy it 0 mileage, it's going to be very expensive. So it's more of tentatively where you're going to get a value from. Tuendelee na haya maswali. I hope I have answered your question, Ken Mwanda. Now, Eric Angode, can I install performance brake on my brakes on my B15? Current brakes smell when I drive aggressively. Eric, the problem is not with your braking system. The problem is with your brake pads. B15 haihitaji performance brakes. B15 haikimbiangi sana. So I don't think you need performance brakes on a Nissan Sunny B15. Aya, naona wase wanaendelea kuingia. We are at 87. Let's get to 100. Bana. Collins Tongot, my boss is confused between picking a Lexus LX600 and an LC300. Your opinion, please. Now, the LX600 and the 300 series are brothers. Only that mmoja alisoma akapata kazi mzuri, wewe mwingine aliamua afungue hardware. So wote wako na pesa, lakini ile maisha wanaishi ni tofauti kidogo. The LC300 is more of a robust, hardy, practical SUV. But now the LX600 is a luxury version of the 300 series, because Lexus is Toyota's luxury wing. So it depends on what they are looking for. If you're looking for extreme luxury, go for the LX600. If you're looking for practicality and a vehicle that will serve you, and a vehicle that will never say die, go for the LC300. Mimi personally, nikiulizwa kama Eric, my personal opinion, I would go for the LC300 because I want a car that I can take anywhere. You know, luxury is, you see, an LC300 is a vehicle that you drive. The LX600 is a vehicle that you are driven in. Mimi usema hata nikipata do nataka kuendesha gari yangu. So for me, I would go for the LC300. For a person who wants a premium vehicle, go for the LX600. But the pricing difference is also quite significant. Sawa? Tuende kwa Austin Juma is saying, hello, I met you sometime in Mombasa at Nippon Imports, and it was a great little interaction. Kindly may advise on Toyota Spade 2018, 2019, which are getting into the Kenyan market. Tom, Spade inakuja. Spade ya 2018 inakuja. Yes, actually a spade is basically a Vitz in different packaging. So yes, it's a nice car. Only it's a spacious Vitz. Vitu mingi sana zinafanana between Vitz na Spade, from the engine, the suspension, the transmission. So it's more or less of different packaging. We know Toyota they are good with this, like the same underpinnings, same drivetrain and powertrain, but different packaging. So a Spade, yes, it's reliable, it's spacious, and the thing that really differentiates the Spade from the Vitz is the space. Because manze Spade ukiingia ndani, it has a Spade is designed to be like an MPV. It has a very high roof line and a very low floor. So yes, there is a lot of space in the Toyota Spade. So si gari mbaya. And by the way, pleasure meeting you. I hope tutakutana tena na tena na tena. And that reminds me, tunafanya kitu inaitwa sourcing. Yeah, so if you're looking for a car, tunaweza kupeleka pale Mombasa. Tuko na jamaa anaitwa Le PDG ama Morris, anasaidianga sana kwa hizo sourcing. Kwa upande wa importation, tuko na plug wetu anaitwa Tom from Grande Motor Import. So pia yeye kama unataka kuvuta gari kutoka majuu, Tom is here to help. And the good thing is, even if you want asset financing, as long as uko na approval letter, letea Tom, atakusortia maneno mengine. Tuko pamoja? Tuendelee na maswali. Moses Mwangi asks, hi Wakabi, I have a Toyota 110 and I want to upgrade to Toyota Harrier 2010 or CRV 2011. What's your take? Now, one of the shocks that you're going to have is the difference in fuel economy. Yes, because these 110s zilikuwa zinakunywa fiti sana, but once you graduate to the Harrier, especially this year of manufacture, actually the 2010 Harrier and the 2011 CRV, hakuna yenye inakunywanga vizuri. All of them are quite thirsty. So one of the shocks that you would get is the change in fuel consumption. However, on the same budget, I think you can also try to, you'd rather ukuwe na gari inakunywa and it is versatile. It can drive very nicely off-road. It can drive you on road. It is quite hardy. So you can look at a Vanguard or a RAV4. I'm sure within that price range, utapata gari poa yenye you can also take off-road once in a while, a car that can receive a battering. Although, now, one thing I'll tell you about the Harrier, the 2010 Harrier, is that if it comes with the 2AZ engine, at around 140,000 kilometers, hizo gari ukunywa oil. But it's not a big deal. You can rebuild the engine, or unaweza solve your problem na kuweka slim engine. These are some of the problems that nobody actually talks about when it comes to these Toyotas. Yeah, so that is one key thing. Going to the CRV, the 2011 CRV, the problems you might encounter is the rear suspension. Hiyo gari bushes za nyuma zikiisha, it has a multi-link suspension at the back. Miguu zinakaanga hivi. So that's one problem that you're going to deal with time and again. The other one is leakages. Those K24 engines and the K21, they have very reliable engines. In fact, ni ngumu sana uone CRV imeharibu engine, not unless the owner is careless. So they are extremely reliable. They are quite thirsty. Bushes za nyuma sometimes. But I always tell you guys that even when it comes to spouses, you cannot get a perfect spouse. Lazima ukuwe na mahali tu uta compromise. So between the Harrier and the CRV, I would feel that you might be safer with a CRV. Yes, you might be safer with a CRV. Although even the Harrier is not badly off. Harrier itakufavor kwa kitu inaitwa resale value. And I keep on saying resale value should only be a worry to car dealers and business people. Sawa. Tuende identity rights, anasema Moses Mwangi ashare hiyo 110. Yes, you can share it on that number in the screen. Onesmus Mosioki, would you recommend a Kenyan used Honda Insight for a first-time car buyer? Let's say, for instance, a 2011 model. Yes, Honda Insights are nice, but they had a very simple hybrid system. But I would recommend, before you buy it, tafuta mtu akufanyie pre-purchase inspection, which is a service that we offer, and aende tu angalie the health of the hybrid system. They came with a very good hybrid system that was called the Integrated Motor Assist. It was just a brilliant system. Honda Insights hardly fail. Yeah, so it's not a bad vehicle, but just assess the health of the hybrid unit. All right. Haya, tuendelee. PM King LC100 diesel or Fortuner, engines ni gani for both? LC100 diesel, that is, and again bana, LC100 hauwezi compare na Fortuner. Hiyo ni kama kucompare usingizi na kifo. So the Fortuner is not even in the trinity of the Land Cruiser. By the way, I would like you to tell me ni Fortuner gani. However, engines zenye ziko kwa LC100, for the diesel ones, you have the 1HD FTE, inline 6 with a turbocharger diesel. Yes, it was a very reliable engine. Haikuwa na mbio sana, but it's a very nice engine, and they are just those engines that never say die. It's a close relative of the 1HZ, which is arguably one of the most reliable engines in the world. So when it comes to reliability, you can never go wrong with the 100 series. And again, you can still never go wrong with a Toyota Fortuner if you take good care of it. What makes the LC100 become a little superior in terms of reliability is that it does not have the complexities the Fortuners have, especially from the 2KD engine kwenda all the way to 1GD and 2GD. Sawa, hiyo LC100 hainanga maneno mob. Sawa. Okay, Robert View watching from Ndeia. Robert namjua. I know Robert. Robert, kwenye kuna kwa karibu na kwa Kinambote. Hebu tuambie hapo kwa comments kama mnaweza kuwa nyinyi cousins na Mbote. And by the way, thank you so much. Bado nakumbuka Christmas in the Village. Kuna event that Robert runs that is called Christmas in the Village, that is a charity event ya kufanya the community around, the less fortunate around the Ndeia community, giving them a good Christmas. And I hope that, Robert, you're still una push your initiative, because it was an amazing initiative. Also, there is a charity drive that we are planning soon for Autoconnect to celebrate Autoconnect at 1. So feel free bana, tunaweza compare notes so that we see what we can be able to do together. So asante sana Robert. Kevin Monyuoki, hi Eric, please review the new shape Toyota Noah R90. R90 is a Noah that imekuja, it has been built through Toyota's new global architecture. So it's quite nice. We will need to do a detailed review of it. It comes with a variety of engines. It has a hybrid option, but it's expensive. So, but one of these fine days, I'm sure Tom akipata moja tuwaletea an up close and candid review of the Toyota Noah R90. Tuendelee. The Funny Reflection Show. Hello Wakabi, 2012-2013 Axela hatchback as a first time car. That's a good car. That's a good car. Metro News, what's your take on the Renault Clio RS versus the Mazda Axela 2.2 liter diesel? Bwana Andati, okay, no, ni Metro News. Metro News, I don't think the Clio would be a good comparison point to the Axela. The Clio should be compared to the Demio. Yeah, so those Clio and is basically another name for the Renault Leticia, and they're nice cars. They are new to the Kenyan market, but ukitaka kazuri usinunue kale ka basic. If you want the thrill, buy the Renault Clio or Renault Leticia RS. Hizo zitakupatia driving thrill because they come with a HR16 turbocharged engine from Nissan and a dual clutch transmission. I've driven one, and kwanza ukienda uachilie, if you take the RS or the Trophy, unasikianga zile baps. Unasikia inafanya kila kitu OG ni OG ufanyia magari. Kama unajua anafanyianga nini kwa magari, comment, weka pale kwa comments. Samuel Andati, thoughts on Delica 2.2 diesel as a staff van. I saw an advert of the Delica with a 2.4 as well. Now, the Delica would make sense if it came with a 2.2 liter diesel, because I'm telling you, it's very economical, it's very powerful, and you'll enjoy driving it. The advantage with the Delica with the diesel is that the most of the versions between 2014 to around 2017 came with an automatic transmission. If you buy the petrol, it comes with a CVT transmission, and it can whine and get lazy. The other advantage of a Delica is that it has good ground clearance, and some of them come with four-wheel drive. So hata ukipeleka staff wako huko kwa machuom, bado hiyo gari haitakwama na haitaguzwa chini. And I think that's a very good unique selling point for the Delica as a staff van. Pat Wanjao, I got no question but to cheer you your knowledge in the outer world. Pat Wanjao, by the way, I know Pat has tried calling me. I'll get back to you tafadhali. Niandikie tu ka message. Najua kuna maneno tunafaa tuongee. So Pat, just text me, write a message. Niandikie message, tupige story. Sawa? We have Stephen Moremi. Hello, Wakabi. Kindly advise on routine maintenance of a Subaru XV 2015. Which oil to use, which coolant to use, and what to be on the lookout on the vehicle. Stephen Moremi, one thing I would tell you about the XV is that you can use 5W40 oil as the engine oil. The other thing is what to look out for. Steering rack. Yo ichunge sana. Chunga your steering rack. Although Subaru XVs do not really have a steering rack problem, unlike the Forester and the Outback counterparts. But the XV is a nice car. It's very capable, and it's a vehicle that you're going to have fun with. It might not be the fastest, but again, it's not slow. So ni gari fiti, you get clearance even without having to kuongeza aftermarket springs. So yes, that's a nice vehicle. It's a vehicle that will serve you over a significant amount of time. Tuendelee. Victor Mark, mkuu, vipi mkuu, E200 Mercedes-Benz 2005, goodbye. So E200 ya 2005, I reckon it is a W211. Yeah, it's a good car, but with those 211s, before 2005, they had a problem with the SBC, but after 2005, that problem was rectified and they became zikakuwa sawa. So kama unanunua W211, buy it after the year 2006. Tuko pamoja. So wachana ya 205, tafadhali ruka tu ya 206, because the SBC was updated from the year 2006. Tuendelee. Metro News anauliza, is a DSG similar to a dual clutch? Are dual clutch transmissions reliable? Very nice. So what does DSG mean? DSG means direct shift gearbox. What does dual clutch mean? Dual clutch basically is a manual transmission that has like imepangwa, assuming this is a gearbox. Na by the way, sioni messages zikiingia na namba ya M-Pesa iko hapo. So kwa DSG, or rather DCT, they are more or less the same. Dual clutch, DSG, they are more or less the same. So unapata imepangwa the odd gears and the even gears hapa chini, or the other way around. It depends with manufacturer. So you have, for instance, hapa uko na gear 1, gear 3, gear 5, gear 7. Hapa chini uko na gear 2, gear 4, gear 6. So what makes DCTs good and fun to drive is that they have an ability to pre-select the gears, making sure that gari yako ukikanyaga tu gear ina shift within the fraction of a second. Mnakumbuka venye mlikuwa mnaandika composition mnasema within the fraction of a second. So now that is what DCTs and DSGs do. Tuko pamoja? Sawa. Tuendelee. Enlighten us why manual Subarus do not have an eyesight system. It is because they are basic. That is number one. Number two, would eyesight really work well with a manual transmission? Well, not really, because in case autonomous emergency braking kicks in, gari yako itazima. Assuming pedestrian amevuka barabara, wewe ukiwa gear 4, then the vehicle brakes. See, gari itazima tu. So that's the primary reason. One reason is that they are basic. Number two is that because sometimes they might brake on themselves when you're in a high gear na gari ende kuzima. Unajua haitakwambia clutch in. Yes, and unfortunately, I know Eric wa Identity loves shit boxes just like I do. Na tafadhali hizi vitu za eyesight zilikuja na wazungu. kama, kama, kama wewe ni driver mzuri, wewe wacha tuzoee zile magari za be the driver. You know, the beauty about older cars is that you have the opportunity to drive the car and interact with the car. Unaelewa, ndio maana unaona wase wanasema you see these Isuzu TXs, the yellow lorries ziko na macho mbili. The older ones are called Kigogo, the new ones are called Ndae. Zile za kubeba mawe. That is why unaona driver akiacha kazi mwenyewe anaenda kuapologize. It is because people did not learn the art of driving. You're supposed driving. There is a Kiswahili saying that says madereva ni wachache, waendeshaji ni wengi, madereva ni wachache. So you cannot drive an Isuzu TX. Wewe ni muendeshaji, wewe si dereva. So the same way, if you cannot drive a vehicle safely without eyesight, without lane departure assist, without autonomous emergency braking, bwana, wewe si dereva, wewe ni muendeshaji. Are you together? Tuendelee. Hello, Kakadu or TXL? Definitely, I'll go with Kakadu, but that does not mean the TXL is bad. It's only that the main differences between the Kakadu and the TXL, number one, suspension. TXL haina air suspension nyuma. Number two, the infotainment system. TXL does not have a JBL sound system. The other thing is the entertainment unit. TXL haina ile screen ya juu. The other thing is the Kakadu has 2 diff locks. TXL iko na moja. A Kakadu has a multi-terrain response system. A TXL does not have. Are we together on that? So yes, a Kakadu is more expensive, but in real sense, it's a better vehicle. Cyrus Kibe, Nissan Terrano 2 with a TD27 engine, good for a long distance between Meru twice a month. Nissan Terrano TD27, huwezi yua. It was one of the best engines that Nissan made. TD27 QD32. Hizo zilikuwa engines bana. Those were good engines. They might not be fast, but they are very forgiving engines. They are easy to rebuild. They never say die. So yes, kama utavumilia, kama huna haraka kama mimi, I think a Terrano with a TD27 would be a good vehicle that will serve you both for on-road and off-road. Tuko pamoja. So thank you so much, Cyrus Kibe. Kuna Junior Cargo Singh, Ndume, big up. 2 question. In weekly videos, tufanyie video ya some of the most reliable manual cars for us enthusiasts. Point noted. I think, Andy, you may note. Note your kitu. Then, what are your thoughts on the Pajero Sport versus the Fortuner? Which generation of the Pajero Sport? Now, the Pajero Sport, to be in the same page, at least to kila mtu on the same page, is the pickup version of a Pajero. Sawa. So it is like the Fortuner of the Hilux. Yeah, so Fortuner versus Pajero Sport, any day, anytime, I will go for the Fortuner because of one thing, reliability. And then the new Pajero Sport looks, haikai mzuri nyuma. Tuambiane ukweli. But anyway, they say beauty is in the eyes of the beer holder. Sasa inalingana umekunywa ngapi. But to me, I would go for the Fortuner any day, any time. However, kuna Pajero Sport moja nilipenda. Hizi za between 1999 all the way to around 2005. They were nice cars. They were brilliant. They were ahead of their time. But zilikuwa na kaupuzi moja tu. The 4-wheel drive system of these older Pajero, I told you they were ahead of their time. So zilikuwa na zile vacuum pipes za 4-wheel drive. So wako ka pipe kakichomoka ama hiyo socket those solenoids, those vacuum solenoids ipotee, utakuwa unaweka 4-wheel drive na gari yaingii 4-wheel. And if you take to a Kafengo mechanic who does not know that, mtasumbuana. I don't know why Mitsubishi designed it that way, because I think as long as kama ingekuwa ile electronically shifting 4-wheel drive, it would make sense. But uko na rungu alafu uanze kuongea na vitu za vacuum bana. Anyway, yes, I'll go for the Fortuner. GW, is it true that the Toyota has discontinued Toyota Corolla, Fielder, and Axio? Yes, it is true. And personally, I don't get the fuss why wase wanna create a storm in a teacup. Sababu ya hii story, because cars get discontinued every day. Auris was discontinued, Premio was discontinued, which other, Bravo, no, Vanguard was discontinued. So many cars have been discontinued over time. Sawa. So it does not mean anything. It's just a cycle. And they have been replaced by even better vehicles, like the Corolla Touring and the Toyota Corolla Sport. Now the Sport replaced the Auris, the Touring replaced the Fielder, and they are nice vehicles. You should see those cars. Alafu tena, the other thing is, hii discontinuation haita to affect, it will affect us. The last batch of Fielders and Axios ziko hapo the year of manufacture 2024. So meaning we have the Fielders and Axios on our Kenyan roads for the next 8 years. So tunaongea stories at 2032. So yes, it's neither here nor there. Tuko pamoja. Hata Premio it was discontinued in 2020. Nobody talks about it. So yeah, it's not, it should not be an issue. It's neither here nor there. Uh, default Sam anauliza, hello Wakabi, is Nissan X-Trail 2018 a good buy? No. Collins Ngugi, J120 Prado, which is better, diesel or petrol? Diesel. Job Gitabu, what do you advise? I import a facelift for Ranger F150 or get a local 2011 version with I facelift myself? One thing I'll tell you, Job, first of all, you cannot import an F150. Ama unasema hiyo facelift kit ya F150, because that's what I'm getting. Sababu kuleta F150 si rahisi sana, because most F150s are left hand drive and they cannot be allowed into the country unless you ship them to another country where they are converted to right hand drive. Najua hata hiyo ikijulikana ni conversion italeta maneno. Sawa. Let me see. TY anasema Vanguard ni mlevi. I told you, you must, at the end of the day, you must lazima there must be a sacrifice. Huwezi kuwa na engine kubwa haikunywi. Hapana. You must choose your struggle. Samuel Andati, thoughts on Freelander 2 3.2 nauzio. Wachana tafadhali. Freelanders have not had a good cred. Sawa. At least we all agree on that. So I don't think, especially for 1.6 million, bana, heri ununue Vanguard, nama utafute Prado J95 or even an old J120. It will serve you better than a Freelander. Dennis Bully, hey Wakabi, nice show by the way. My question is, asante sana Dennis, can the Toyota Rush 2005 have an engine swap apart from the Terios or any other one with the Toyota engine? No, Terios basically ni Rush. They are the same car. Engine swaps, I think it's a lot of work for a Rush. So the easiest way is sell the one you have, nunua gari ingine. Austin nasema nini? Oh, Junior Kagosing amesema hiyo kitu. OG anasemanga. Sitaitaja. Collins Kiprop watching from West Pokot. West Pokot ni pale Kapenguria, uingie pige left uende hadi Keringet. Hiyo mtaa, it's a good mtaa. Ukirudi kwa lami uteremke pale Kamatira, uingie ile mtaa inaitwa Chepareria. Very beautiful very beautiful environment there. So karibu sana Collins Kiprop. Mark Davis Nyanumba anauliza, Mark na umejificha sana na ulikataa kuniuzia Toyota 91. Mark is asking, hello Wakabi, any idea why there are not many Skyline crossovers in the Kenyan market? Only seen one locally. I think it's in taste and preferences. Alafu Tomize gari ni mingi Japan. There are also not many in Japan. So that's the other reason why there are not so many in the Kenyan market. Benthe the Ghost, what is your take on Mazda CX-3 2000cc petrol? Why do you think we have very few of them in Kenyan roads? CX3 ya petrol actually ni gari fiti sana. If you want peace of mind, go for the petrol CX3. Also, they are quite pricey, and I think that is what discourages dealers from shipping them in. The other thing is, again, zile ziko readily available is a diesel, but if you get yourself a petrol one, utafurahia. They are there. They are there. And I think the pricing factor is what makes most people shy away from bringing them in. But they're there. I know a few showrooms that have petrol CX3s. Ronnie the Clint anasema, hello Wakabi, what do you think about the Toyota Auris 2010 model as a fast car? Perfect vehicle. Default farm is Nissan X-Trail. Defaults tumeongea hiyo maneno. Identity race pia najua hiyo kitu OG anafanyanga. Is the Toyota Mark II Grande 4-wheel drive? Grande is a nice car. But if you want the thrill, go for the 2-wheel drive. 4-wheel hazikuwa zinapendwa sana na enthusiast, but they did not have a problem per se. Sawa. We have Vic, unaanza kuniita kase. Atiambia Ken Walibora kidagaa kimeshatuozea. Mlisema huku kuna Gen Z ako na experience. Kama anajua kidagaa, huyu si Gen Z wa ukweli. And you're not a real Gen Z here. Kama anajua kidagaa kilimuozea. Wewe nashuku hata unajua main characters kwa kidagaa. Aya. Leglo Sydney anasema, comment on Toyota Harrier hybrid from 2014 upwards. Is it reliable? Any serious issues? Your point of view to upgrade from a Toyota Prius hybrid. If you're coming from a Prius hybrid, yes, go for it. Go for the Harrier hybrid. 2.5 liter hybrid. Ina performing fiti sana hiyo gari, by the way. Kimson anasema, hi Wakabi, what's your take on owning a first time car owner, owning a BMW 320i KB KC? We nunua gari ingine kwanza, alafu naweza ingia kwa 320. Tuko pamoja. That's my advice for now. Major Doves, I'm in need of buying my first car and I'm thinking of a Toyota Mark X or a Golf R. Which one is better? Golf R, awesome car when it comes to driving, awesome driving experience. A Golf R is basically a Golf GTI with an all-wheel drive system, and it handles very well, and it's very frugal on you driving this vehicle. So if you compare it to a Mark X ni ya mtu anafikiria maneno ya familia. Ni gari iko na engine kubwa lakini haina mbio sana, iko na mbio kidogo tu, but it has a very reliable engine. In terms of reliability, the Mark X beats the R hands down, because the R is not easy to maintain. It's not a very cheap car to keep on the road. So it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for reliability, the Mark X makes sense. If you're looking for performance, go for the R. Alafu R haitaki mtu hana experience. Sawa? And I always tell guys, pata ka experience kidogo, then go for that vehicle. Sasa huku unajua in case ifanye hivi na ipeleka mahali fulani. But with so many communities today, especially car groups, it's becoming easy for you to, to actually keep some of these cars on the road. Vince Bryan, hey Wakabi, how are you? Well, what do you think about maintenance of the Renault Clio 1.6 compared to the Mazda Demio? Hey bana, Mazda, it's way easier and cheaper to maintain. I remember there is a pal of mine who has a Clio 1.6, and some time back he was involved in a small accident and the vehicle had to stay in the garage for like 6 months waiting for the insurance to fix it. So Zabu hakuna parts, then had a problem with the steering rack again, we had to import it. So Axela na Demio manze, it's way easier to maintain, doesn't have as much downtime as a Renault Clio. Twende. Well, Kevin Kimei, hi Wakabi, advice on Subaru Impreza or Levogue, both 1600cc. Levogues with the 1600cc come with that engine called the FA16, the one that has a turbocharger, and it has not had very good credentials in the Kenyan market. Now, the Subaru Impreza 1.6 is naturally aspirated. The problem with that one is that it is extremely lazy. Hiyo gari itakubo. Ni mzuri, ni reliable, but itakubo. So choose your battle. Do you want performance with unreliability or laziness with reliability? chaguo ni lako. Trending topics, Jehovah ingekuona moyo. Anyways, what do you think of EV conversions like the one done by Joe of Qtron EV? What if a hybrid conversion? Let me tell you something. It will be easier to do an EV conversion compared to doing a hybrid conversion. A hybrid conversion would be too technical. So yeah, an EV conversion is easier. JJCT Travelers, why is Mitsubishi Outlanders from 2018 still underrated in Kenya? One is the price. Number two is that their gearboxes have proven to be quite problematic hapa na pale. Irongo Kimani, Mercedes-Benz C-Class C200 Avantgarde, yes, for first time car owner, daily drive. Sio mbaya sana, but before you buy it, make sure you inspect it thoroughly, make sure it has gone through service C or take it through service C. Sawa sawa. Alafu, yes. So they are not bad cars. It's a car that you can live with. Only that maintain inataka kamfuko kidogo. Sawa sawa. We have John Kironyo. What are your thoughts on the W221 S320D with the OM642 sharing the same budget with the J120? The OM642 was actually a very good engine. 642 is an engine that is highly sought after. So now, in spite of the fact that the 642 is a good engine, you see, when you're comparing that to a J120, the J120 has one advantage, the versatility. Unajua S-Class ni gari ya carpet, ni gari ya lami. Hapa J120 hata ukipeleka kwa shamba, it will still serve you pretty much vizuri. Sawa sawa, tuendelee. Arapiegon, Cornelius Rono, Outback 2009 SG5 Turbo, Forester SG5, Outback or Forester? Hiyo swali ni ngumu sana. They are birds of the same feather. I think it's up to you to decide what you're looking for. Arapiegon, hello Eric, nimtafuta fielder ya mataa kwa boot 1800cc 4-wheel drive sijapata. Hiyo gari there was, tafadhali, just inbox hii 0710844863. There was one that was being sold by someone. I don't know if it's still available, but those fielders are nice. They are very nice. Naona unapenda, you have taste. Meshak Mudhama, Rosalon and Athlete. They are trim levels, so one has more advanced features compared to the other. Hata ukiangalia mataa si zote zinafanana. Please review the Suzuki Jimny. Awesome car. We'll bring it to the channel once we have one available. Who else? Vic 254, Volvo V40 T4 for the first time car kupiga lap town na kukimbia Ocha. Ni kagari kazuri, only that it's a bit pricey to maintain, but it's a nice car. It's a car that you can actually live with if you have the right mechanics and the right people to supply with parts. Gone are the days when we would fear European vehicles as first-time cars. Tuko pamoja? Okay. Vince Brian, how are you, Okabi? I'm fine, thank you. How would you compare the maintenance? Hii swali nimejibu Vince bana. Vince. Who else? Metro News bana. Wacha tupatie watu wengine. Field yangu 2018 zimefika 200,000 kilometers. News ama bado ni mpya? Bado hiyo gari ni mpya. Hata haijapona kitovu bana. Bado hiyo gari ni mpya sana. Antis Moads, Wing Road Y11 5-speed manual. What are your thoughts? Go for it. Kama unauziwa bei poa. Who else? William Hero, hello, umeamua kupiga challenge ya prezo ya mabarabara. Umetutajia hadi Keringet kwa barabara. Yes William, kuna mahali kunaitwa Keringet. Sasa Keringet, let me just explain to you how to get to Keringet from Kitale. Nafika Kitale, unaacha hiyo barabara ya Swam. Wachana na hiyo barabara ya kwenda Swam. Unaenda straight just before you get to Kapenguria town. Mahali kuna Kawe Bridge, unapiga left. Unachapa hiyo rough road hadi mahali kunaitwa Keringet. Sawa. So si challenge ya rais. Ni hizi maeria tu ziko hapa. But kuna Keringet mara mbili. I think there is Keringet in Molo And there's also that Keringet in Kapenguria. Correct me if I'm hiyo Keringet ingine najua iko mahali Molo. Tuendelee. Alex Njoki, asante sana bro. By the way, I owe you a video, wacha nitakutumia. Kila hatua dua. Thank you so much for joining us bro. Timothy Rono, hello Wakabi, which car can you recommend for first time car owner, budget 270,000? Kuna gari safi sana mahali inaitwa Nissan Sunny B14. It's a B14 5-speed manual, body very clean. Andika message kwa hii namba nimewapatia M-Pesa and I'll be able to share, Winfred will be able to share the photos with you tomorrow morning. Sawa sawa. I hope we are together. Meshak Mudhama. Okay. Identity Rights anasema Eric unataja barabara wa Kikuyu anasema Eriko uko na maneno leo. Eriko uko na maneno. Okay. Itel Writers anauliza bwana Sike, nikiwa na third party insurance kwa 110 yangu niguze mtu anafaa kuanza wapi na insurance? Juu basically nilichukua pale kwa M-Pesa app nikatumiwa sticker WhatsApp. So I tell this what happens. If you took a third party insurance for your vehicle, then you happen to get into an accident, the first thing you do is report to the underwriter. Make sure report your accident and you present a police abstract. Now, with third party, kila mtu anaenda kutengeneza gari yake, but you can actually be sued by ule mtu umeguza. Na utapata unasaviwa ma court documents even through WhatsApp. It has happened to so many people in the recent past. So what you do, the first thing, no matter how small the accident is, number one, do not accept liability. Number two, report to your underwriter immediately. Wewe ulinunua M-Pesa, so hatuwezi sema we report to your agent, but if you got the insurance cover from an agent, report to the agent immediately so they can report to the underwriter. What does this mean? Do not admit liability. Do not admit liability inamaanishanga ruka futi 10. Hata kama ni wewe umegongana, usikubali ni wewe uko na makosa. Ruka futi ngapi? 10. Mruke wewe mnarukanga ile kitu ingine sitataja hapa. Sawa. So rule number 1, do not admit liability. Rule number 2, report to your underwriter immediately. Wacha insurance wapigane na insurance ingine, usiingizwe kwa hiyo kesi. That is why it is also good, and by the way, even the guys who are buying third party covers, read the policy documents. Jua inakucover up to what percent. In case ugonge mtu, inaweza mlipa to how much. So because most of us buy insurance ndio tusishikwe na polisi. Na wajua naona actually if the police would not be looking at insurance, I think 90% of Kenyans gari hazingekuwa na insurance. It's only that now it's by law that your car has to be insured. Na kuna watu wengine wanawekanga insurance za cyber. So glad to be here. Thank you so much, Josh. Welcome, Josh. Thank you. I hope you're learning a little bit of Swahili. So, fine driving, Galant 4G63. 4G63, awesome engine, but the holy grail of the 4G63 is the 4G63 Turbo, 4G63T. Jackson Oriedo Otindo, what's your take on Probox Hybrid? It's a nice car. Yes, if you have visited a place called Karatina, you will see how people are abusing those hybrid Proboxes and Sienta. Sana sana watu wa Kagoshi, watu wa Rodhagati, watu wa Onjiro, watu wa ingambo ingine itango aje, Kiarithaine. Those guys are abusing those vehicles. Unapata Sienta mpya imebeba watu 14, unashangaa wameketi wapi? It's a hybrid. Watu wa Karatina, sema pale kwa comments ongeeni. And by the way, tell us, how are you able, irrespective of that abuse, how are you able to keep them on the road? Bana. Okay. Kiroboto Mpole. Asante sana Kiroboto Mpole. Samuel Oiregi, hello Okabi, electrical engineering student looking for attachment. I'm passionate about e-mobility. Any recommendations or links? Hapa penye tuweketi kuna jamaa anaitwa Chris the Breeze. Na tuandikie message, we will forward your number to Chris the Breeze. Muone venye mtasaidiana. Especially hapo kwa e-mobility. Ile namba mnatuma message niyo tu namba mnaweza tuma ka M-Pesa. Sawa? um Simple living. So Samuel, the number is just drop a text, drop your name and tukumbushe what you need, especially with the e-mobility. Sample living ke Wakabi X-Trail 2014 mileage 80k. We buy 1.6 X-Trail 2014 na mileage ni 80k. Okay, let's just assume the mileage is genuine. 2014 X-Trail is a Tom million T31 eh? 2014 X-Trail ni ile X-Trail mzee. So hey bana, it's not a bad car, you can live with it. T32 ndizo zinasumbua, but I highly kia kama kuna kizungumkuti hapo. Timothy Rono, hello Wakabi, what can you recommend for a first time car on a budget to 70k? Kuna gari kadhaa nilikuambia Collins. Na Collins Rono nilisema kuna Nissan Sunny B14, kuna gari ingine inaitwa Toyota Corolla 91, kuna gari ingine inaitwa Mitsubishi Lancer CK2. There is also, which other car would be nice? Okay, Toyota Starlet pia unaweza pata safi with that price. Ngugi James, hey Eric, I'm looking forward to owning my first car. I'm in a dilemma between a Suzuki Swift RS and a Mazda Demio from 2015. Kindly help. Mazda Demio. Difference being gearbox. Na leo by the way tunaenda hadi 9:30 juu tumechelewa kidogo. So msikuwe na haraka. Naona wase ndio wameingia. We are 224. Who else? Alex Monzi, thoughts on the 2009 2010 C200 CGI. Hiyo ni W204. W204 haikuwa gari mbaya generally. Sawa. Okay, Benjamin, wonderful. My question is, do we have a 7-seater Suzuki Vitara? There was one that is called the Suzuki Vitara XL7. It looks very odd sababu inakaa ndefu, but it's like tukiwa in the current generation, it's like 3 generations ama 4 generations back. You can try look at it online. Inaitangwa XL7 or some. Is it a 7-seater by the way, or is just longer? Check it out online. Check it out. Then Peter Mkusu, Subaru Forester SHJ for the first time car owner. It's a good car. Kuna jamaa pale Narok tulitafutia SH na hadi wa saa hii inamsava. Anaitwa, his name is Peter Nganga. Yes. It's serving him very nicely. Na hiyo inachapa around, inatoka Narok inaenda Meru na inarudi. And 1 year down the line the vehicle is still very good. Na tulikuwa tumeinunua ikiwa locally used. The only thing I keep on saying you have to be wary about on the SH Subarus is the steering rack. Nixon Mtungi, Nick from Naivasha, how is Honda Civic? Honda Civic ni gari mzuri. Charles Muinde, hey Eric, kuna gari inaitwa Nissan Kicks. I don't know whether imefika Kenya. You can do a review please. Nissan Kicks iko Kenya. Tulikuwa tumeiona na Bwana Tom mahali. Tukiwa tumeenda shughuli za kufanya sourcing. So yes, Nissan Kicks iko kwa soko ya Kenya. Drake Kevin, hey bro Wakabi. Yeah, nice, thanks. Asante sana kwa bro. I have a Toyota 110 but lights ziko na shida. 191, 100, 110. Hizo gari hazionangi. You need to, and that's why most people who have those vehicles wanakulanga carrot sana. They have very good eyesight. Sababu usiku hiyo gari unaona haionangi mbali sana. So put LED bulbs na fog lights ama advice. I think the only thing is just do 100 watt bulbs. And one thing I'll tell you, I hate those LED fog lights because they are just a danger to other drivers at night. Sijui kama umepata na hizi bulbs zinawekwa za China na watu zinakuchoma vibaya hata gari ikiwa dim. So I don't understand why you would have such lights and become a menace to other road users. Samuel Wairegi anasema electrical engineering. Hey Samuel, tumeongea tu saa hii Samuel. Ni nini bwana? Eh? Samuel, I would like to meet your teacher. Eh? Okay. Steve Mo here is importing cheaper than local purchase. Yes, it is. Bobby Mugambi, mbona watu hutambua QD matatus than the 5L? QD zilikuwa not really 5L, you know, they were 5Ls wezi compare QD na 5L, but anyway, hapo mbeleni the caravans were popular because they were very reliable. Those engines TD27 QD32, they are literally unkillable if there is such a word. Who else? Naitwa nani? Hi Mr. CK, I'm upgrading from my Auris 1.5, considering either a Tenza 2-liter petrol or Infiniti Q50. Which one would you recommend? Kama unataka performance, Infiniti Q50. We have sourced one from one of our clients from Kabasid, and he loved the drive. We have also sourced another Atenza 2-liter petrol, the 2018 inaitwa Mazda 6. For another client of ours who sells watches. Actually tulimsosia sababu alitupatia watch, so tuko na time yake. Anyway, it depends on what you're looking for. The Q50 will shine in terms of performance, and that is because it runs on Mercedes-Benz engine and a Mercedes-Benz transmission, a Mercedes-Benz differential. So basically it's a Mercedes-Benz in a Nissan skin. The Atenza, on the other hand, is very reliable, very easy to maintain, very stylish in terms of how it looks like, but in terms of performance, if you get the diesel one, well, we might have that thrill of the Q50, but it cannot outrun a Q50. If you're looking for peace of mind, go for the Atenza petrol 2-liter. Sawa. What else? Yes, especially if you're coming from an Auris 1.5 liter, I would feel it is the Atenza will make more sense. Hesbon, please talk about SG Subaru Nantabo. It's a good car, only that it is very slow. Cornelius Rono, watching from Mogogosiek. Sasa wacha niwaambie, najua wase wanauliza Mogogosiek ni wapi. Mogogosiek ukitoka where is this, unaweza chagua kupitia Bomet ama kupitia Kericho, sawa? So kuna mahali kunaitwa, ukitoka Kericho you will go towards you can choose to go towards wacha niachae maneno ya barabara iko na mwenyewe. si leo acha nijibu maswali. So yule kietu wa Mogogosiek anasema aje? Nimepoteza hiyo. Where is it? Jamaa Mogogosiek comment, but I think he was asking about your comment, and you know your comment. Your sipati bana. Mtu wa Mogogosiek tu. Oh yes, nimeiona. My question was, I'm upgrading from a BP5, which is the best option between an SG5 or an Outback, same year 2009. If you're upgrading from a BP5 and you're talking about an Outback year 2005, BP5 is basically the legacy. BP9 is the Outback. So you're upgrading to the same car. The same car, only with a bigger engine and bigger wheels and longer suspension and better clearance. So I would urge you to, if you're thinking of doing an upgrade, please upgrade to the Forester SH. It will make more sense. Unajua watu wa ushago, watu wa Mogogosiek wakiona BP9 na wana BP5 hawezi jua tofauti, ama wanaweza kosa kujua tofauti. Lakini pale hapo Mogogosiek ni kwa jamaa, labda ni jirani yako, kuna jamaa anaitwa Eliab Koskei Kipsang, your trusted tax consultant. Ko ni hiyo mtaa. So watu wa hiyo mtaa, yeye anakuanga na premium fulani for wheel drive, lakini saa hii anataka kununua Forester. So hata wewe hiyo mtaa bana, buy ni Forester, At least village witches wasikie Kewaru. So ndio ukinunua BP9 they will not tell the difference. Tuendelee kwa any other question. Hey, maswali ni mingi leo, watu hawatuachili. Hey, bro. We. Sasa hata nyinyi mnauliza maswali nasema shop. Oh, Karatina unabebwa kama cabbage. Watu shop 360. Naona unajua. Unajua uto tusienda tunabebeanga pale kwa soko. So ukienda Karatina, literally I think Alkaranja needs to go there and he will realize how many cabbages you can fit in a sienta. Tuendelee. Alex Njoki anasema Shakes na ukam ride ya Howo Sagana Kajiado. Sasa Alex anaendeshanga gari inaitwa Howo. Lori pale yako na ile gear iko na splitter. So what the good thing about there's a tweet I made recently about Chinese trucks and watu wakuwa na my emotions, but I'm telling you Chinese trucks actually ziko na value for money, especially for starting investors. Hiyo Howo imelea Alex sana and I'm happy. I want to drive it. Nataka hata mimi kuanza kuinua splitter kwa lori. It's fun to drive. It's really fun. Lakini kuna jamaa anaziitanga generator za Mchina. So I don't know Shakes bana ni yako ni generator ama yako ni lori. Tuendelee. So I'll be coming for that ride. iClub show Nissan Note e-Power. What are your thoughts? Mercedes-Benz W124 budget ni ngapi? E-Power ni gari mzuri. We have talked about it time and again. When you're talking about the W124, the price might vary because of 3 reasons. Number 1, ni generation gani ya 124, the one with the sacco plaques or with the one without. Hizo ni zile plastics zinakuanga hapo kwa mlango. Then the other thing is which engine is it running on? Is it running on the FD engine or is it running on the EFI M111? The other thing is how clean is the vehicle. So the budget inaweza toka as low as 250 to as high as 700,000. So those are the intricacies of the Mercedes-Benz W124. Tuendelee. Samuel Masharia, Nissan Note Nismo S e-Power for Uber. E-Power ni mzuri, zinakunywa fiti, but yes, the only thing that is making people shy away from buying e-Powers for Uber is the price. But if you don't mind, kama unafika bei, e-Power will get the job done because it saves quite a lot when it comes to fuel. Eric Davis Shakes anauliza, Eric, Nissan Murano 2.5 nauziwa 600. Uwi. Yo kwanza hiyo notaless kwanza ununue upeleke rehab sababu zinakunywa sawa. Then the other thing is the suspension components za mbele for a Murano, they are just bloody expensive. So I don't think you'll see deal. Murano hata kama ni gari kubwa 600, they say cheap is expensive. Hapo hakuna deal. Samuel Wairegi ameweka hii comment more than 3 times. Samuel bana. Sijui kama wacha nisiongee. Let me not talk. But Samuel, maneno yako tulisema kitambo. So let's see. Dr. Dumbbell, would you advise on buying a Honda CR-V first gen as a faster? Hizo gari zilikuwa fiti. They were very hardy. So yes, you can buy it. Justus Ngoje, hey Wakabi, please tell me the practicality and reliability of having a sunroof on your car, especially in maintenance. If you clean the drain pipes and the gutters very well, it will serve you. Lakini with age, sunroofs zinaanza kunyesha. Like unajua unapata msee ako na gari iko na sunroof, kunaanza kunyesha anapaka kwa peti kama msee wa nduthi. Yani wewe na msee wa nduthi na uko na gari hakuna tofauti. But if you maintain your sunroof, it's going to serve you well. The other people who are suffering na sunroof ni wale watu wa sunroof za kukata. So if you can be able to maintain a sunroof, get a vehicle with a sunroof. If you cannot, do not. So the proper ways of maintaining a sunroof, at least grease the motors, clean the gutters, and always look at the rubbers. Because once those rubbers wear out, it becomes a problem. Aya, tuendelee. So it's 9:30 guys. It's almost 9:27. You have 3 minutes. Sorry, but hizi maswali zingine, what I'll promise is that okay, yes. The questions are quite ni mingi, but we are going to okay. Brian Nyabuto is saying, this is nice, Eric. I was walking pale YouTube nikapata your reviews nikaona uko na live and here I am. Thank you so much, Brian. Tunakuanga without fail, tunakuanga na live every Wednesday. And because these questions are too many, siwezi jibu kila mtu because of the limited time. Wacha tutafanya save these questions for next Wednesday. I'll promise to give you another Q&A next Wednesday so that tuongee hizi maswali zote. Now I'll just give you some parting shots. Remember, you can catch the live updates of the Safari Rally Kenya from Friday on their Safari on the 2025 WRC Safari Rally Kenya YouTube page. Na pia I'll be giving you content za zile magari interesting zimekuwa huko. Crabben East Africa wako na Honda Fit RS, kuna jamaa wako na Ranks. Like Kenyans are really getting into motorsport. Alafu tena tunazingia pale to discuss kuhusu what's the difference between a Rally 1 car, a Rally 2 car and a Rally 3 car. Vitu kama hizo tukueleze shakedown ni nini, tukueleze nini ingine, zero car ni ya kazi gani, TIVs za kazi gani. So yes, there'll be a lot of content coming here to you this week. So stay tuned. You can follow me at a personal level on Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok as well. I'll be giving you content throughout this week. Na pia kwa hiyo page ya Safari Rally 22 WRC Safari Rally 2025. Hapa utakuwa na live shows kutoka Friday. Live show kibao pale tukiletea raw action. Sawa, tuko pamoja. Tuende Safari Rally. Tulikuwa nasema aje kwa hizo videos. Yes, Safari Rally ni yetu. Tuende. Good night guys. Tuonane next week.